Hey guys, welcome back. This is my review of Inuyashiki episode 2, and if you just finished watching the episode, you already know that this is a fake smile. This was the most disturbing piece of content I think I've ever watched. Let's get into it. So the second episode was called Hiro Shishigami. So we're introduced to the character Hiro, and this guy is in high school. Now we start off in the scene where he's in school and he's talking with another friend. So they're actually talking about a girl across the room, which is Ichiro's daughter, and they talk about how she's hot. But then Hiro's like, yeah, but I heard she's like a total bitch. And the friend's like, yeah, who gives a fuck? She's hot as fuck. So, and I'm like, yeah, word, Hiro, what's wrong with you? She's hot as fuck. But then like the friend makes a joke and he's like, oh, so you just prefer your manga girlfriends because he reads a lot of One Piece. And Hiro's like, yeah, actually I do. And then they notice that one of his friend's seats is empty. So he's like, oh, this kid hasn't come back from school since I heard he got beat up. So the kid's like kind of thinking about it, and you can see he's reflecting on it. So he's like, oh, like he feels bad, Hiro. So we see the next scene, he actually goes to visit his friend. So his friend, which we meet, is Choco. Choco is actually laying down in bed. So he's sleeping, he has the covers over his head, and Hiro just sits down. He's like, oh, hey, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And he starts reading his manga. Dude starts reading One Piece and starts crying. I'm like, it's One Piece. That shit ain't fucking literature. Like, what the fuck? Why are you crying? So Hiro brings up all these mystery killings that have been happening recently, and he kind of then like accuses the friend. He's like, was that you? And then finally the friend who had been ignoring him like stood up. He's like, why would you say that? And Hiro kind of falls back. He's like, I was just kidding. But that moment, I truly believed that that friend was the fucking killer because he had been missing school. And that was just a great scene in general because I really thought that like that moment when Hiro pulled back, it was because he was like, I'm not trying to die. Yeah, okay, that's not at all what that scene was about. So after that, Hiro gets up. He's like, yeah, because I'm not Hiro anymore. And then like there's a moment where you're like, wait, what do you mean by that? And then fucking head opens up just like fucking Ichiro, and then you're like, oh, he's one of those. Choco, his friend, is like, what? Is that a magic trick? And he's like, haha, whatever, I guess it is. Like he doesn't, he's not that corny. He's like, whatever. He's still, I can't even be that standoffish. But then when he goes into the balcony and they have that moment, he's like, but you're still you, right? Like what's going on? And they're like, hey, I'll show you more tricks. So they're leaving his apartment and then they see like crows standing on like electricity line, and he does this motion like a gun straight at them, and then he kind of shoots and the birds fly away, and he's like, the friend Choco's like, I'm not impressed, birds do that, crows are really smart, which they are, by the way. Crows are really smart. And he's like, nah, but that one's not gonna get away, and he does the motion again. Bang. Dude, that bird falls from the sky dead. First of all, animal violence I do not accept, okay? Like, you can kill people, but you don't kill helpless animals. Some bullshit, okay? So already I was like, this is evil. I'm just mad that they had to show that poor little crow just living his life, trying to like get food and shit with his friends, and he gets shot. Some bullshit. So at that point, the kid's like, what the fuck, is the bird actually dead? He's like, yeah, you wanna go look? And this dude is so nonchalant. He's like, yeah, let's go look. You want to see the bird? He's dead because I shot it with my finger gun. So Hiro like goes on and he's like, yeah, I found these tricks online. He's like, yeah, I'll show you more. So they take the train, and while they're waiting for the train, they're at the platform. He says something that I think is quite interesting, and I think it's a little bit of foreshadowing, just my prediction. He's like, yeah, the other day I was waiting for the train and someone just threw themselves in front of it. And Choco's like, oh, okay. Why are you telling me this? He's like, nah, just mentioning it. What the fuck? You don't even add commentary when you say some sick shit like that. I just really felt like this dude has some crazy mind control. Like he's gonna somehow try to convince this guy to kill himself now that he knows his secret. So they go into the store and they change. It's like an electronics store. They have a whole bunch of TVs. It's like a Best Buy or something. And he changes all the TVs to porn. Okay, that was funny, right? But I don't like this guy because he killed the crow, so whatever. But then after that, he's like, there's something else. This motherfucker moves his hands like a maestro and shit, like doing some orchestra, and just causes chaos in traffic. So he gets all these cars to just crash into each other. And he doesn't stop. He does it once, he does it twice, he keeps going. And the friend is just like, what the fuck? Like, if I was the friend, I'm like, you don't have to show me all that. But once they get back, you see that Hiro, like, is normal. He's reading his manga, he's going back to One Piece, but you see his back is open. He's like, are you really the same person? Because he's having a hard time processing it. And he, like, gets a moment where he's like, you're not gonna kill me, are you? And Ichiro's like, just putting up his shirt. He's like, no, why would you think that? I just killed a whole bunch of innocent people, but I know you. I won't kill you, friend. He didn't say all that, but he said it with his eyes. And it's interesting that Choco even mentions, oh, you know, with these powers, you can actually be like a superhero. You know, you can actually be a hero. You can do good. And then, yo, this dude is like, nah, that's mad work. And then before he leaves, Ichiro's like, I know you got jumped, so who was the guy that beat you up? He's like, I'll kill them for you. Dude, Choco was like, but you're not gonna really kill him, right? He's like, I'm dead ass. Tell me who they are. I'm gonna bang bang. Bang bang bang. With his finger guns. Yo, I've never been more afraid of finger guns in my life, okay? That's some crazy shit. But yo, Choco was like, nah, I'm good. You don't have to kill them. And he's like, okay, I'll pick you up in the morning. And if I was Choco right there at that moment, I'd be like, nah, it's cool. You don't have to come here no more. I can make it to school on my own. And then I fucking move, like, because I don't fuck with that guy anymore. A childhood friend, my ass, he is not the same person anymore. And then he leaves. And you have this moment of reflection with Choco. And he's like, yo, that shit was crazy. Should I tell somebody? Like, what the fuck? That he's this killer? That he has these powers? Like, but then he'll kill me? Like, you know this dude's gonna kill you. Like, you know his secret. You're not safe anymore. So it's either you shut the fuck up or you run away. Like, there's no other option. And if you run away, this motherfucker's gonna find you. Like, who knows what he can do with his robot body? And in that same scene, as Choco is contemplating, we have Hiro on the phone with his parents, having this totally fucking normal conversation with his family. You're like, this guy's a sociopath. If that wasn't clear already, yeah, he's totally like, he has no remorse, he has no sympathy, he doesn't have any kind of basic human decency in him. But then what's interesting, we get some history on Hiro, and you see that Choco's reflecting. He's like, is he the same person? And he's like thinking back to a time when they were like young, they were like in middle school, and they were talking about death, and they were like, yeah, I don't actually care. Like, people that I don't know, when they die, doesn't mean anything to me. And they were talking about someone else's death. And then like the kids, like they were young schoolboys, so we're like, yeah, I get what you mean. Like, I wouldn't care either. The next scene, which is the beginning of the end for me in terms of like my heart and hope for humanity. And even though yes, it's just an anime, I was totally shriveled up inside. Because we see Ichiro fucking spin with his eyes closed, and I'm like, okay, he's just looking crazy. And he spins and he spins, and then he stops, points, and he's like, you're it. He walks inside the house, and it's like normal. You're like, okay. First of all, you Japanese motherfuckers, you should be locking your goddamn doors. He walks in, and he walks towards the kitchen, and he's like, oh, hello. And he just fucking like he's normal, like he belongs there. She turns around thinking it's like a family member, and she's like, who are you? And they're just fucking standing there. He's like right at the entrance of the kitchen, and she's like, what are you doing here? That moment where he shoots her, it was beyond unnecessary violence, because the scene had already been calmed. We had seen what he was capable of, what he was willing to do to even show his friend. This was more personal. He went inside someone's home. They were just living their lives as they would any other evening, and he just shot her. And that's why that death was just like, it took the breath out of me. It was just so cold. And that's not enough for him by any means, because then he walks up to her and continues to shoot her dead body. That right there is very telling of his, obviously of his character, but of what death really means to him, right? It really just is a matter of playing, right? It's like a cat and mouse game. And he mentions it as well. He's like, oh, I killed her too soon. Like, what was the point? For him, that means that the interaction of the death of someone knowing or anticipating their death is what gets him off. When he goes upstairs, he encounters the father with his son. They're bathing. And you can hear them, they're like splashing around the water. And your heart is just like thumping. You're like, what is he gonna do? Why don't you just fucking leave? And he goes and he stands in the doorway the way he did with mother. And the father's like protecting the child. He's like, who are you? What do you want? He puts the bang to him. And he's like, this is a real gun. And then he shoots in the back. And the guy's like, fuck. I can't even laugh. It was funny in the previous episode where there was some violence, but this was too extreme. I can't even muster like happiness. When he says, my wife is dead, isn't she? I cried, and I'm gonna cry right now because it was so heartbreaking. And then he's holding his son, his tiny young son, and he turns around and he's like, please spare my son. Dude, this guy's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Shoots him. You see the blood all over the bathroom. And the guy falls over after he shoots him. And he drowns the son. You just see the son clawing on his back, like bloody scratches, as the son's drowning, trying to get his dead father off of him. He goes down the stairs after he kills the family. And the daughter comes home. I'm like, please, girl, go somewhere else, go anywhere else. She sees her mother on the floor and she backs away in shock. Dude, I was like, what is he gonna do to her? And the weird part was that they even had like time together too, which I found incredibly odd. And he's like, oh, what kind of manga do you read? And she said One Piece. I was like, girl, that shimmy has saved your life. When he cuts her, and then I'm like, he's just gonna play with her. He's gonna continue to torture her. And he does. Thankfully, we see the next scene, it goes to Ichiro. And he's home, he's getting home, and he kind of just taps his ear. And you can see he like turns off and on his ability. So he gets home and he hears her cries, like, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. And he gets up and he drives his car towards the sounds, towards the voices. And I'm like, yes, this is what Ichiro's doing. This is his calling. Like, he needs to help people. Hopefully he can help this young woman. When he's standing in traffic and he hears the voices, and you can see they're just slowly, like they're crumbling at his facade, right? You just see him sweating, like wondering, am I gonna make it in time? Am I gonna make it in time? And the bus stops right in front of him, and there's a whole bunch of passengers getting off and on, and then he just hears, bang, I'm glad we did this. And he knew he was too late because the girl died. He just stays there in his car. You have people honking at him. And it's like, wow, this really is so depressing. Like, I didn't think it could get much worse, but it does. It incrementally does. Finally, Ichiro does make it to the house, but at that point, obviously, everyone in the home is dead. But he's inspecting the bodies, and he encounters Hiro. Hiro's in the hallway. He's like, I didn't know there was a grandpa up in here. Is there also a grandma? He did bang him. Ichiro got hit. He was pushed back. You could see that it was a matter of force, right? Because we didn't see any blood. We didn't see like a contact wound on him. And, you know, Hiro walks away thinking, of course, that he just killed the man. As he's leaving the home, he turns around after he hears Ichiro's steps. And he's like, what? What are you? And they have this standoff moment. And the episode ends. There's so much there to unpack. Of course, this is really just like a soul-crushing episode. I find it hard to really talk about it because how can you be excited or energetic about something that's just so disturbing? And it really did affect me. It really, really did bring me down. So I'm sorry if I don't seem like I'm excited about the episode, but I really am. I'm disturbed by this. I love the series so far. What they've been able to do in just 2 episodes, I'm astounded. I really, really am. The 2 saddest moments in this episode were, of course, the deaths, but the most impactful was for me, of course, when the father realized his wife was dead. And that amount of hopelessness that overcomes a person after realizing someone that they love so much is gone, and you're about to be next, and there's nothing you can do to even save your child. That is heartbreaking. But then another scene when Ichiro shows up and you see his devastation at witnessing these horrific scenes. These bodies are just laid on the ground, just bloody. So maybe this is gonna be a moment where he's like, I could have saved these people, I could have done more, I should be doing more. I'm gonna stop this guy. And of course we have this interaction at the end where they're face to face and they realize that they're both the same. What does that mean for Hiro? And what will that change in Ichiro? Will he get this moment of like, I have these powers and I can use them for good? Because clearly there's people that will use them to do terrible things. The destructive power of this anime lies in really the pacing, because they're able to have like so much tension in every scene. It really is a skill to be able to mess with the audience as well as this anime was able to do it in just 2 episodes already. Just they're pulling at your emotions and you're just like devastated. Sometimes you get some little bit of hope, like in the first episode. You lose all hope in this episode, but it really is a testament to their skill, to the storytelling, to the depth of the characters, and their ability to show the range of emotions, or maybe in this case, lack thereof, because this guy is a sociopath. So, despite the series of disturbing scene after disturbing scene, this was a great, great episode. It really did juxtapose the two characters. And we're gonna see, I'm assuming anyways, that these are gonna be two rivals in a way. Or maybe this is gonna be the first adversary. Maybe this is the first challenge that's thrown into Ichiro's way that's gonna make him become a hero. It's gonna make Hiro be more proactive in saving people. So maybe this is just, a challenge that Ichiro has to overcome in order for him to become a better person, hopefully. Or this could be literally his arch nemesis and they'll be fighting for the rest of the series. Who knows? But this is a great anime. I'm gonna just. The sad part is that I'm gonna have to keep prepping myself episode per episode because I feel like I'm just gonna be devastated every time I watch a new episode. So hopefully I get these episode reviews out faster and faster next time. But let me know what you guys thought of the episode. What were some of your more disturbing scenes? I mean, the whole episode was just sad as fuck. So that's it for now. If you liked the video, please like, please subscribe, and I'll check you guys out next week. Later.